Hello everyone. In this tutorial we are not going to learn about any tool or any software. Now you will see then what we are going to learn today. So today we will learn about the basic commands which we are using in Kali Linux because many of my subscribers have requested me to make a video on this basic commands, and I think it is very important to learn these basic commands because it will help you to perform the many operations in Kali Linux. So let's start. There are a lot of commands in this Kali Linux using which you can perform the different operations like creating a file, deleting, renaming, granting the permissions. And I think many of you have used this command as sudo su. Sudo su basically do one thing. It will allows you to perform the task as another user, or basically by default it allows you to run as a root user if you have not logged in as a root. And this second one is clear. It will clear all the previous commands from your terminal. And next command we will give as apt get update. Keep updating your software is very important because many times we get the error while running any software, any tool. So every time when you install any software you have to use this apt get update command. So it will be very useful to keep updated your new tools, your system. I will not update it because it will take a lot of time. If you are not a root user, then you have to write the sudo before every command. So let me show you. Sudo space apt dash get update. If you are not a root user, you always have to write this sudo word, otherwise it will give you error. So it is very necessary to use this word sudo. The next command we will give as apt get upgrade. This upgrade is also necessary as update because it will upgrade a new release available to that platform. So this both commands are very useful. Now we will see different command. Just type date in your terminal and you can see the current day, current date and the time of your system. And if you want to set manually, then you can just write there as date space dash dash set, then equal to sign, and then just specify the date and the time which you want. So I am typing 16th May 2020 and 9:30, and after some time you can see the change. Now we will see some more time and date related commands. So give command as time date ctl. Now you can see the local time, universal time, and time zone from which you are belongs to. And in status bar you can check my time is changed from 3 to 9:34 a.m. And if you want to change this manually, you have to install this NTP, that is network time protocol. Using this apt get install NTP command. Next command we will give as time date ctl space set dash ntp and 0. To disable the synchronization you have to use 0, and to enable the synchronization you have to use 1. So let me keep it as 0 because I want to change it manually. Now we will give command as a cal, and it shows the current month and today's date, and you can see on your status bar too. Now next command will give as a time, date, ctl space list dash time zones, and it will list out all the zones, and you have to select from this list your time zone, and you can make changes in your time zone. Let me clear this. Now the last command of time and date is HW clock, that is hardware clock, and it also shows your current date and time. Now we will ask who am I, and it will show root because you are now currently you are a root user. If you are a guest user, it will show name whatever you have entered for your guest user, and we will ask just who, then it will show that you are a root user. And district UI7 is the physical terminal from which you have logged in. It is used for tele typewriter. Now we will just give the W, and it will give more detailed information about the user, from which terminal you have logged in, from which time you have logged in, all the details it will show. Now we will give command as a man. This man is very useful because it will help you to, if you have any problem, or you can just type man on your terminal and it will show you the description about your current system. And there are a lot of options from using which you can get all the information about your system. If you have any problem, maybe trouble, you can just you just have to give command as a man. Actually it is a user manual. Now we will give command uname. It shows our operating system name, that is Linux. Now we will give command as uname dash a, and it shows the detail, that is Linux Kali version which we are using. Next command we will give as users, and it show that you are a root user. These much commands are used to get help from your system. You just have to add these commands on your terminal, and you can get a user manual. Now we will see some different commands like creating a file, renaming, and copying the file. So let's start with that. First command you have to give as touch, and give specify the name whichever you want. So I give abc.txt. One more file, that touch xyz.txt, and you can create a doc file too, so using the touch command. So I have given the name as book.docs. Now if you do the ls, that is listing your file and directories, you can see the recently created text file and documents. This ls is very important because if you have selected a particular folder, and if you give command ls, it will list down all the files and documents from that selected folder. Now we will give command as a nano space abc.txt. Basically this nano will open your text file. uh, Now it is a blank file, so it is not showing any data. Now we will add some data inside this abc.txt. So I am entering hi, welcome to Architect Hub. Just like this, there are different text editors in Kali Linux. So VI editor is one of them, and using this you can add a text to your text file. So we will give command as vi space xyz.txt, and here you can see one text editor is open, and you can add data inside this xyz.txt file. So before entering any data, you have to press the I button from your keyboard. Only after that you can add any data to your this text file. Now we will add some data inside this text document. Welcome to my channel. To quit from VI, you have to use escape button first, and then you have to write colon WQ to save your file. Now at the bottom you can see colon WQ, and you can get back to your terminal. Now moving towards our next command, I will show you how the move command is work. So let me open this both text file on different terminals. Vi space xyz.txt. Now let me arrange them so it will be more convenient to show you. And basically this move will move the your data from one file to another text file. And let me open one more terminal. So from that terminal I will show you how the move command work. So give command as move xyz.txt space abc.txt, and now we will open our abc.txt because we have moved data from xyz to our abc text file. Now it is asking me for some permission, so click on, so press Y, and now here you can see the abc.txt is open. Now here you can see the change that previously we have entered hi welcome to Architect Hub in abc.txt. Now it is changed from that to welcome to my channel, which was exactly the same text of xyz text file. So basically the move works like this. It will override your data from one text file to other. So first let me close this. Now we will remove some files, or we will remove this some text file using rm command, then ls. Now here you can see that there is no abc.txt file present. Now we will remove one more file, that is rm book.docs, and we'll again give ls command. So now here you can see there is no book.docs file is here inside this root folder. Again we will ls dash a. So this dash a will show you the hidden file inside this root folder, and if you give ls space dash al, it will give all the detailed information about your hidden files too, and which file has which kind of permission, which is a directory, which is a file, the creation date, all the details it will show you. Now let me clear this, and let me shut down, let me close this terminals. Now we will see. Now we will see how the directory is created. We cannot create a directory using touch, so we have to use mkdir, and directory name. Now here you can see we have created a directory name hello. Move is not just used to copy your data from one file to other. You can rename also using this mv command. But if you won't specify anything after your directory name, it will give error because it may be searching for your destination file. So I want to just rename this hello directory. So I am giving move hello to caps lock hello. Now we will ls. Yeah, here you can see that this small hello word is converted to caps lock. Now we will give command ls dash l. Now we will see some how the permissions are granted to any folder. So give command ls dash l. Now here you can see different is d r x w. We will see details. This first dash is for showing us is it a directory or it is a file. So this first dash stand for file. This first three letters R, W and space is for the user. This second three group is for group and the last three for others. These are all for your permission. Using this you can give any kind of permission to your file, particular file. To give permission you have to use chmod. Now we will give a permission to user, so we are giving writing u plus x, so we want to give the execute permission to our user privilege group to our xyz file dash space. So now here you can see the difference dash that previously there was no x, that is previously there was no execution permission to xyz text file. Now the it has the execution permission to, just like giving the permission you can remove that permission to by writing the command as chmod. To which group, from which group you want to remove the permission, just specify that. Now we want to remove the permission of group privilege, so g minus r, we want to remove the read permission. Now here you can see that previously there was a read permission to this xyz from group privilege. Now there is no permission for reading to this xyz text document. There is a one different method to give permissions to your file chmod, and you have to specify the number, that is 777 space your file name, to which file you want to give those permissions. This 777 will give all the permissions to your file. Now you can see that there is a RWX three times. It means the reading, writing, and executing permissions is granted to this xyz.txt file. But previously, there are limited permissions was given to this text file. Using this command, you can give the permission or you can remove the permission from any privilege. So let me clear this, and now we will see the PWD, that is a print working directory. When you are a new user, you many times you forget or it is impossible to find in which directory you are currently working. So this PWD is very useful to find you from which directory currently you are working. Now we will see some networking related commands. So netstat, which will show you the details about your network, your router, your IP, your local address of your router, and to get the IP of your router, you have to give command as net stack dash nr. So it will show you the IP of your gateway, that is 192.168.0.1, and other details of your router. The next command we will see as okay. Before going to further, let me tell you, using rm command we can remove the file, but we can't remove the directory. To remove a directory, you have to give command as rmdir and specify the directory name. Only after this command you can remove your directory. Now here you can see there is a no hello directory present in our root now. So give command as ifconfig and it will show you the interfaces which are there in our network connections, that is ETH0, LO and WLAN 0. It will give you the details of wired and wireless connections too. Just like this ifconfig, there is one more command which is used for your wireless connection, that is iwconfig, and it will give you the details about your wireless connection. And our last command is history. The history is very useful because it will keep the record of all your previously used commands. So if you are a new user and if you are not remembering any command, so you can just type the history in your terminal and you can get all the commands which you have used previously, and you can just copy it and paste it in your terminal, so you will not forget any command using this history. Thank you for watching my video, and hit the like button and subscribe my channel for more videos. And if you have any doubt, just comment me. I'm sure I will clear your all the doubts. Thank you.